Hey boys and girls, welcome to Drawing with Kids 1-2. So today we're going to draw a picture of a gingerbread house. So that's going to be a fun festive picture for us to do for December. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you and we're going to go ahead and get started. So first of all, you are going to need the following supplies. You're going to need some white paper, a pencil with a good eraser, black Sharpie, or if you don't have a Sharpie, you can use a thin black marker. You're going to need the colors of the rainbow, so red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. And you're also going to need a white and a brown. So if you don't have those handy, go ahead and push pause and go ahead and grab those items that you'll need to do today's project. All right. So we are going to start by making sure our paper is landscape. Okay, we don't want it portrait because we won't have enough room to draw what we need to draw. Portrait usually is, you would use portrait when you're drawing something tall and skinny, but today we're doing something that's long and crossed. So you want your paper to make sure that it is landscape. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and get started by drawing our gingerbread, the front of our gingerbread house. So we're going to start by making a line the bottom like that. Okay, so just a straight line across, and then we're going to let these lines kind of go out a little bit to the sides like this. They're not really, oops, that's not quite even. They're not really straight up and down. They're just a little bit to the sides like this. They kind of fan out like that. Okay, and you can see that I didn't get mine perfectly even. That's okay. All right, so after you've done those two lines, you've done your bottom and your two sides, you're going to go up and make the peak of your roof. So you might have to attach the lines a little bit like that. Okay, so you've done the bottom, two sides, and the two top parts. Okay, so you've got this shape. And then you're going to add an upside down U. So that's the door. So it's just an upside down U and a circle for the door. Okay, so now you're going to draw from this corner a straight line that goes out like that. It goes out, it's not straight, and it goes up. Okay, and then up on this side, you're going to draw a line that goes down like that. And then we're going to make the lines meet. Okay, so that's the side of our house. So you can kind of see where the shape of the house is starting to come together. Now, on the top here, it's a little bigger so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to extend this out just a little bit like that on this side. Okay, and then I'm going to make, think of it as like frosting or snow. Okay, it's going to go a little bit out to the edge like that. Okay, so then you're going to go ahead and go and erase these lines right here, because we don't need those anymore. Okay, so you can go ahead and erase those. Looks like it's time for me to put in an eraser soon because my eraser is not erasing as well anymore. Okay, so now you've got the roof of your gingerbread house and you've got a little bit of a frosting here on top. All right, so the next part is we're going to start adding some decorations. So we're going to start by adding a candy cane on this side. And your candy cane obviously is not going to be perfectly symmetrical, and that's okay. And we're going to go up on this side and do the same thing down like that. Okay. And then we're going to add some stripes to our candy cane. So we're just going to go around just like this. The stripes come down like that. And at any time during the video, if I'm going too fast for you, just go ahead and push pause and then you can catch up, okay? All right, so the next part is I'm going to add a window. Again, this is another upside down U. with a line at the bottom. So just make it again with a line, and then across here in the middle like that. Okay, so it's starting to come together. You can kind of see where the pieces are coming together. It's starting to look like a gingerbread house. Okay, so now we're going to add some decorations up here. Circle with a circle in the middle, kind of to look like a lifesaver. Same over here on this side. Okay, so it looks like a face, doesn't it? And then we're going to add 1, 2, 3 on this side, and 1, 2, 3 on this side. So those are little candies. All right, so now we're going to add a little bit of a roof, or not a roof, chimney. So we're going to draw 2 lines at the top like that, and then just draw some fluff in the chimney. And then you're going to need to come in, and there's that line, that. Okay, so that's our chimney. And if you want to make it fancy, you can draw lines across and then lines like that for the roof. Okay, so let me draw this line a little bit darker. So now that we have the house, we need to add some decorations out here. So we're going to draw a gigantic lollipop. So a circle like that, and it looks like this line. Line down. And then another parallel line right next to it. And then we're going to put some little bumps here, like it's standing in the snow. All right, so I'm going to go around and make a swirl. All the way to the center, and then I'm going to make parallel lines that go around with it. Around. So it's got like a pair of lines. Okay, so there's that. And now we're going to draw a gingerbread man, or you can make it a gingerbread girl, however you want to make it. Okay, so remember, if I'm going too fast for you, feel free at any time to push pause. Okay. So now I'm going to draw the head of the gingerbread man. You guys kind of know what a gingerbread man looks like. He's got a round head. And his little arms come out like this. And he's got little legs like this, right? Yeah. And of course, our gingerbread man has eyes, a smile, and some buttons. Now, if you want to make this a girl, you can add a little bow. So make kind of a oval up there. And that shape if you want. Or you can make a little bow tie here in the middle if you want to do a bow. Okay, so I'm going to add some rolling hills behind my gingerbread house. Because, you know, if we don't put a background, then it looks like it's floating in the air. And we're giving a little perspective in our picture. So our gingerbread girl or boy is a little bit closer to us than the house is. Okay, so that gives us a little perspective. Now, we're pretty much done with the drawing part. I'm going to add some little lines here under the gingerbread's feet. So we're going to start coloring in. Now, I have something specific that we're going to do, because we're going to put snow in this picture, but we're going to do that very last. So make sure you don't do the sky. You need to wait for Mrs. R. Okay? So we're going to start by grabbing our brown, and I'm going to color in, oh, actually, sorry, I almost forgot, goodness. We need a Sharpie. Oh, so grabbing a Sharpie. Oh my goodness, I did this yesterday with the art class. I forgot about the sharpening part. Okay, so you're gonna go over your pencil lines. So just go over your pencil lines carefully. And if Mrs. R is going too quick for you, or as Lauren says, I Sharpie fast, you can just push pause and do your sharpening on your own time, and then come back and join me when you feel like you are ready and you have all your Sharpieing done. Okay. So I'm just going to go along and I'm going to Sharpie and everything. These lines are changing. And again, the size like this. It's one of the fun things about this time of year is in our house, we always decorate gingerbread houses. One year, Mrs. R decided that it would be a great idea to make all my own pieces for my gingerbread house. And so I bought these giant cookie cutters and actually made all the gingerbread dough and cut out all the pieces and bake them. Oh my goodness, let me tell you, that was a lot of work. And I did it for my daughter and her friends. So I ended up making 4 complete gingerbread house kits. And, oh, that was so much work. So needless to say, I did that one time. And now I just buy the kits from the store. Because that was really a lot of work. But this year, we actually, when we were at Costco, we saw that they had gingerbread kits that were pre-assembled. And what I mean by that is they're not decorated, but they are put together as far as like the walls and the ceiling. So that was kind of nice. Just because then we don't have to fight with trying to get the ceiling to not slip off and the walls to stay up. So I kind of cheated this year and I bought ones that were pre-assembled from Costco. And so we're gonna just have the easy part of the decorating. So that's what we're doing this year at my house. So not everyone decorates gingerbread houses. Some people decorate cookies and some people don't decorate at all. So it just depends, if you do those kinds of activities in December. Every family's different. Okay, so I think I've got all my Sharpieing done. Now, like I said, if you are not done, you can go ahead and press pause and you can finish up your Sharpieing and then push play again when you're ready. Okay, so I'm just going to go around and I'm going to erase some of these pencil marks. So again, if I'm going too quick for you, you can just push pause and you can do all the erasing and then come back and join me when you're done. So kind of cool for you to have that control of how fast or how slow we go since this is recording. So, okay. All right. So just a few more little spots here, I think. All right. So now that you have all of your Sharpie lines in, now we're just going to color. So I'm using a brown for the house, of course, because gingerbread houses are usually brown. And they're brown because of the molasses, which is a thick syrup that is put in the dough when you make it. So it's very dark and it makes the dough this brown color. So that's what gives it its brown color, along with the spices that were put into it. So I'm just going around, carefully going around and coloring in the house brown. Trying not to get the brown on anything that's not brown. Okay. So be careful when you're going around any of the spots that are, especially the rug, because it is supposed to be white. So careful with the roof. Okay. All right. So I'm just carefully going around, and you can turn your paper if you need to. Sometimes it's easier to turn your paper so you can. You don't have to bend your hand like in all kind of strange directions. You can just turn your paper as you color. So I do that. So if it helps you, it definitely helps me. So if it helps you, go for it. Okay, so I'm in the house. And again, if I'm going too fast for you, then you need to just press pause and then you can finish what you need to finish and catch up to Mrs. R. Okay? All right, so carefully go around these candies. Right. And perfect. Okay. And then open the door down as well. This one too is made of gingerbread. But I'm going to color the doorknob a different color. I'm not going to color the doorknob because it's candy that's used to color it. But first, before I do anything else, I'm going to color in the window with a yellow. So it makes it look like a glow of the light is inside. Like that. Okay. So put that in, and then go ahead and grab your red crayon, and then we're going to color in the candy cane. So the pattern is red and white, red, white, red, white, red, and white. Okay, so start off with red, then white, and red, and white, and white. So we're doing a pattern, an A-B pattern. A for red and B for white. So A, B, A, B, A, B. And then I'm going to color the first dot up here red, but I want to color these little lifesaver looking things purple. Now don't color the center because the center needs to be worn out because it's got a hole in it, remember? And underneath the candy is the gingerbread house. Okay, so the next color I'm going to use on these dots is orange. And then I'm making a pattern. And then the last one I'm going to do is green. So I've got a pattern going on here, red, orange, green. So A, B, C pattern, right? Okay, and then I'm going to color my chimney because usually chimneys are made of bricks. And sometimes the bricks are kind of a red color, so I'm going to just lightly color that in red like that. Okay, and then I'm also going to color, let's see, purple, the candy cane. So, or not my candy cane, excuse me, my lollipop. So what I'm going to do, I think, is I'm going to color the thicker line purple. Like that. So you're just going to have to follow it around with your eyes, and you can turn your paper too if you need to make it easier to color. So there's going to be a little white stripe inside your candy. I mean, that's your candy cane. You keep calling that candy cane, your lollipop. Okay, so let's see. The next thing I need to do is color my gingerbread girls. I'm going to make her bow red. It's a really festive color. Now, if you didn't do a girl, then obviously you need to do a bow. I'm going to color it center green, and then her buttons, of course, color them red, orange, and yellow. And then I'm going to color her in a light brown, lighter than the house. I'm not going to press quite as much, make her a little shade lighter. So depending on how much pressure you put on your crayon, that's the shading. And so you can make your shading darker or you can make it lighter. We're using a lot of the primary and secondary colors, aren't we, in our picture today? All right, so the next thing I need to do is I need to use my blue crayon, and I am going to make these bubbles that look like this. And you're going to make these all over the page. Okay? And this is going to represent snow falling. And they don't have to be perfectly round. Just put these, kind of just anywhere on the page. Okay, like that. Okay, now what you're going to do when you color in the sky is you're going to color around these dots. So let me show you what I mean. So when you get near them, you're going to be really careful and color around them like that, because those are going to be our little snowballs. Does that make sense? So be careful when you're coloring around those, because you don't want to color those in. A little bit different than how we did our snow in the past. We've done like, we've drawn or like using our white, and then we paint over it, which will make it definitely show the snow. But I'm just showing you a different way. You could put snow in by making these circles, and then the dots of snow will show up. So, and then of course I've got a second piece of paper underneath. So that just catches any crayon, so it doesn't get on my desk or get on your desk when you're near the edges, because it's hard to color the edges and not get them on the table. So I always put another piece of paper underneath to catch the edge. And I'll be careful when you get around the roof, because it's white and you want to keep it white. Okay, so I'm going to pull my paper down a little bit here, so you can see what I'm doing. So, kind of slowing down when I get around the edges here, because it's a little bit trickier. But this blue is really going to be nice. It'll make the rest of the colors really pop in your picture. So, let's just careful moving around these. Again, if I'm going too fast for you, you guys know what to do, right? You can pause your video at any time. Alrighty. So just keep going around all of these snow flurries. That's the one thing I'm excited about, is the cold weather gets, more near, and winter's coming soon. I think December 21st is the first day of winter, I believe. That we get the colder weather and the colder temperatures, and we get a lot of rain here. So what happens when it rains and the temperature is cold? We get snow, right? If the temperature's just so and the sky is cold enough. Sometimes we get ice too, and that's no fun. But we haven't had a lot of snow in quite some time, so maybe this year will be the year we get snow, guys. Enough snow to make a snowman. We used to make, when I was a kid, it seemed like we always got a lot of snow every year. I mean, Cooper, where I grew up, and we would make gigantic snowmen in the backyard, which was so much fun. Who doesn't like making a snowman, right? But our house now, we have a really long, steep driveway. So when my daughter was younger, we'd put her in the sled, we'd go down and we'd get on the driveway in the sled. It was really fun. Or rather, she would go down the sled and I would pull her. But it's fun for her. We had fun doing that kind of stuff. So. All right, so just keep going. Get your sky colored in. You're doing great. I know your hand's probably getting tired. It's a lot of coloring, I know. You're doing good. Just keep going. Don't give up. Right. So at this point, I'm going to turn my paper upside down, which sounds so funny, doesn't it? But it's easier to color than trying to reach up above. And again, I've got my scratch paper to catch all that extra crayon on the edges now when I'm coloring. It would be crazy to see my picture upside down, but it makes it easier for me to color. So. Okay, so keep going. Rotate my paper again. I'm doing great. Keep going, guys. Don't give up. I know your hands are probably tired, but your picture is going to turn out so nice. And now you guys can start a new collection of winter drawings. We did like fall themed drawings, and we have a lot of those. And now these are all the winter drawings. Okay. So just keep going. There. So there is my drawing of a gingerbread house. And I've got my little gingerbread girl that's all decorated with different colored candies and my lollipop. And then you can see the little snowballs that are in the sky. So that turned out pretty cute. So if you're not done, just keep going. Our picture turned out great today. And so I hope you had fun learning how to make a gingerbread house and a winter scene. So next week, we're going to be working on a picture of Rudolph. Well, that'll be really fun. So I look forward to seeing each one of you next Wednesday for our art meeting. And we'll be drawing a picture of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So I hope all of you have a great weekend. I will see you next week. Bye, everybody.